With NFL free agency winding down, it's time to shift focus to the draft. The Dallas Cowboys hold the 12th overall pick, and there are plenty of intriguing options on the board. The question is, who should they target? First off, let's establish that trade-ups aren't in the equation here. That means players like Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter are completely out of reach. Even a major draft day scandal wouldn't drop them far enough for Dallas to have a shot. With those names off the board, the draft picture becomes far less predictable. The 2025 class lacks a clear-cut top tier, with no consensus top 5 or even top 10 group. Teams might end up reaching for talent, which means players projected in the mid-30s could go as high as the top 15. The Cowboys will need to navigate this uncertainty carefully, as the talent distribution isn't as deep as in previous years. One name that stands out is Mason Graham, a dominant defensive tackle from Michigan. If he somehow falls outside the top 10, it would be a major surprise. His skill set resembles Christian Wilkins, a high-motor player who stops the run effectively while still generating pressure. While he may not be a perennial double-digit sack guy, he's a three-down defensive lineman with real impact potential. If he's there at 12, Dallas should jump at the opportunity. Another intriguing option is Teteroa McMillan, a wide receiver out of Arizona. For a team that desperately needs another weapon in the passing game, he's an ideal fit. With a large frame and impressive versatility, McMillan can line up both outside and in the slot. His skill set gives off strong T. Higgins vibes, making him a perfect WR2 for Dallas. His 40-yard dash time might not be as fast as initially reported, but he plays with enough speed to make an impact. Ashton Jeanty is another name that cannot be ignored. The Boise State running back has drawn comparisons to LaDainian Tomlinson, and for good reason. He was an absolute force in college, breaking tackles with ease and racking up absurd yards after contact numbers. While running backs don't always carry top 15 value, Jeanty is the type of game-changing talent who fits in any scheme. If Dallas wants to bolster the backfield, this would be a compelling selection. Between McMillan and Jeanty, if both were available at 12, it would be a tough choice. Another player worth considering is Tyler Warren, a tight end from Penn State. While some might view him as a luxury pick, he is an elite talent with shades of Jason Witten and Greg Olsen in his game. He possesses strong football IQ, impressive after-the-catch ability, and even ran a wildcat package at Penn State. If the Cowboys want a high-upside offensive weapon, he's a strong candidate. On the defensive side, Will Johnson stands out as a potential shutdown corner. From his very first game at Michigan, he played at an elite level. Despite missing time due to injury, he still managed 2 pick-sixes in just half a season. His aggressive playing style and natural ball skills resemble Xavier Howard. Given Dallas' long-term uncertainty at the cornerback position, Johnson would be a smart investment if the medical evaluations check out. If none of these players seem like perfect fits, the Cowboys could explore the option of trading down. Moving back a few spots to the 14 to 15 range could net them an extra 4th-round pick, while a drop to around 17 could bring in an additional 3rd. Sliding as far as 23 might even secure a 2nd-rounder. The challenge, however, is finding a willing trade partner in a draft that lacks elite depth at the top. Another intriguing but perhaps unlikely option is Jalen Barron, a cornerback from Texas Tech. His versatility makes him a natural replacement for Jordan Lewis, with the ability to play nickel, outside corner, or even safety. He's an aggressive defender with excellent ball skills and tested incredibly well at the combine, running a 4.39 40-yard dash. However, his arm length doesn't meet the Cowboys' historical thresholds, which makes it unlikely they will pull the trigger at 12. If Dallas decides to focus on the offensive line, there are a few players to watch. The best available lineman might be the way to go, whether that's Armand Pugh, Will Campbell, Kelvin Banks, Josh Simmons, or Booker. While Tyler Guyton is already in place, doubling up on first-round offensive linemen in back-to-back years wouldn't be unprecedented. Another possibility is taking a wide receiver if McMillan is off the board. Names like Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, and Emeka Egbuka could be in the conversation, though it's debatable whether any of them are worth the 12th overall pick. Trading down to the low 20s might be a better approach if the Cowboys want to go this route while maximizing value. On the defensive front, the Cowboys could also opt for the best available linemen. While they've already added Solomon Thomas, Peyton Turner, and Dante Fowler, finding a long-term difference maker is still a priority. Players like Mike Green, Shamar Stewart, Jalen Walker, Kenneth Grant, and Walter Nolan all have intriguing upside. Green has undeniable talent but comes with character concerns, while Stewart is a freak athlete who is underutilized in college. Walker's versatility allows him to be used in multiple ways, while Grant would provide an interior presence that could strengthen the run defense. If the Cowboys decide to move back in the draft, they could target players like Malachi Starks at safety or Gabe Campbell at linebacker. Though safety isn't a position Dallas traditionally values in the first round, Starks is a standout talent. Campbell, on the other hand, would add depth to a linebacker core that is already fairly crowded. Other trade-down candidates include Nick Evers and Amari Hampton, both of whom bring intriguing upside but might not be worth a top 12 selection. With so many options on the table, the Cowboys will have some tough decisions to make on draft night. If you had the choice, who would you select with the 12th overall pick? However, his arm length does not meet the Cowboys' usual draft thresholds, which could make them hesitant to select him at number 12. Even though he has all the traits of a playmaker, Dallas has historically shown a reluctance to draft cornerbacks with shorter arms, no matter how productive they were in college. If they were to make an exception for Barron, it would signal a shift in their drafting philosophy, prioritizing talent and versatility over strict measurables. Another potential direction for the Cowboys is reinforcing the offensive line. Although they selected Tyler Guyton in last year's draft, adding another top-tier offensive lineman could still be on the table. The best available lineman at that spot could be someone like Armin Pugh or Will Campbell, both of whom have first-round grades. Campbell's short arms might make him a better fit as an interior lineman rather than a tackle, while Pugh has the versatility to play multiple positions. Kelvin Banks is another intriguing name, but he might be better suited as a guard, which may not match what the Cowboys are looking for with their first-round pick. Given that offensive line play is one of the most critical factors in a team's success, it would not be shocking if Dallas decided to go this route and invest in protecting their quarterback and establishing a dominant running game. If they prefer to focus on offensive firepower, wide receiver remains a glaring need. If McMillan is off the board, Dallas could pivot to other receiving options such as Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, or Emeka Egbuka. Burden, in particular, was expected to take a bigger leap last season, but was held back by inconsistent quarterback play. Despite that, his raw athleticism and ability to make plays after the catch make him an intriguing option. Golden had a strong finish to his college career and has tested well athletically, while Egbuka is viewed as one of the most reliable pass catchers in this class. The question for Dallas is whether any of these players are worth taking at number 12, or if it would be wiser to trade down and acquire additional picks before selecting one later in the first round. On the defensive line, there are several high-upside prospects who could be in consideration. Mike Green is one of the most talented defensive linemen in this class, but his character concerns could make teams hesitant to invest a top 15 pick in him. Shamar Stewart is another freak athlete who has all the physical tools but was underutilized in college, raising questions about his ability to make an immediate impact in the NFL. Jalen Walker brings versatility to the table, but there is uncertainty about whether he is best suited as an edge rusher or an outside linebacker. Kenneth Grant, a powerful interior lineman, could be a strong addition to Dallas's defensive front, though selecting him at number 12 might be considered a reach. Walter Nolan is another name that has generated buzz, but his inconsistency throughout his college career has raised concerns about his long-term development. If Dallas decides to prioritize its defensive line with this pick, it will likely come down to choosing between a high-floor player like Grant or rolling the dice on an elite athlete like Stewart. For those hoping the Cowboys will finally invest in a safety, the reality is that it is unlikely to happen in the first round. Dallas has a long history of devaluing the safety position, and despite Malachi Starks testing extremely well, it is hard to imagine them breaking their trend. If they were to go this route, it would indicate a major philosophical shift in their approach to roster building. Another potential trade-down candidate is linebacker Gabe Campbell. But with the Cowboys already having a solid linebacker group, the need for another player at the position may not be pressing enough to justify a first-round selection. Beyond the first round, the Cowboys will need to make strategic decisions based on how the board falls. If they pass on a receiver at 12, they might find value in the second or third round. If they prioritize defense early, they could use later picks to shore up their offensive line depth. The draft is always unpredictable, and while Dallas has historically followed certain patterns, there's always the chance they deviate based on how things unfold. Ultimately, the Cowboys are in a fascinating position at number 12. They have a variety of directions they could take, each with its own risks and rewards. Whether they choose to strengthen their defensive front, add a dynamic offensive weapon, or trade down for additional picks, their decision will have a lasting impact on the team's future. With so many talented prospects on the board, it will be interesting to see how they approach this critical selection and whether they stay put or make a move to reshape their roster. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In an unexpected twist that's sure to captivate NFL fans, the Dallas Cowboys have set their sights on none other than T.J. Watt, the Pittsburgh Steelers' powerhouse linebacker. Known for his explosive performance on the field, Watt has been one of the most dominant defensive forces in recent seasons. With 100 career sacks before turning 30, including his recent game-changing plays, the Cowboys' interest in acquiring what could take their defense to unprecedented heights. But why would the Steelers be willing to part ways with a player of Watt's caliber? The rumors are circulating, and the NFL world is on edge. Watt's pedigree speaks for itself. After being drafted by the Steelers in the 2017 NFL Draft, TJ quickly proved that he was more than just a sibling of J.J. Watt. The younger Watt has already amassed an impressive 4 Defensive Player of the Year nominations and a record-tying 22.5 sacks in a single season, a feat shared only by the legendary Michael Strahan. With the Cowboys struggling in recent seasons to solidify their defense as a championship-caliber unit, the addition of what could give them the edge they've been desperately seeking. Could the Cowboys' star-studded offense now be complemented by a generational defensive talent? As the Cowboys look to boost their chances of Super Bowl contention, T.J. Watt may be the missing piece. The timing couldn't be better, as Watt, coming off a strong 2024 campaign where he showcased his ability to disrupt any offense, finds himself at a crossroads in Pittsburgh. With rumors swirling about a potential trade or even a free agent acquisition, Cowboys fans are holding their breath, wondering, will the Steel Curtain's brightest star soon be wearing silver and blue? The NFL offseason just got a whole lot more intriguing. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.